2 soldiers killed, economic activities crippled over Biafra Day commemoration. Troops neutralize 6 terrorists in Kaduna, arrest collaborators. Emergency responders search for body of drowned 17-year-old in Plateau tragedy. On the foreign scene, Senegal's spy makes first visit to military-ruled Mali and Burkina Faso. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Shegun Ojumo. Some Nigerian soldiers have been reportedly killed in an ambush by gunmen in Abia State on Biafra Heroes Day declared by the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra across the southeast. The incident was reported to have occurred on Thursday at the Obikabia Junction in Ogbo Hill. According to video reports posted on X by multiple sources, the soldiers were ambushed, resulting in a deadly attack. As seen in a now viral video, some men set a military car on fire, followed by gunshots. Meanwhile, the streets were empty as residents observed the stay-at-home order. While the identities of the assailants remain unknown, the Nigerian army is yet to release an official statement regarding the incident, as details are still emerging. Earlier, the separatist group declared a May 30th stay-at-home across the 5 southeast states, warning there will be no business activities and no movement to honor Igbo people killed during the Civil War of 1967 to 1970. Reacting, the Enugu state government rejected the sit-at-home order called by the IPOB to mark the day, saying it had put security agencies on red alert to resist any attempts at the breaking of law and order.
This is happening live now at Ibawaka.
That's the only option.
Truly dramatic and disturbing videos from Abia State there. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Police Force Imo Command say they will decisively deal with any individual or group who attempts to enforce a sit-at-home in any part of the state come 30th May under any guise whatsoever. Trust TV's Ajibade Praise brings the details.
The pronouncement by the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, that there will be a total shutdown of the entire southeast on the 30th of May to mark the Biafra Day has kept the police on their toes. According to the police public relations officer, ASP Henry Okoye, the commissioner of police, Danjuma Aboki, has ordered massive deployment of personnel into every nooks and cranny of the state.
The declaration by the outlawed is never going to stand. And I'm calling on all the law-abiding residents of Imo State to go about their lawful businesses without any form of fear or intimidation. As you can see, the command has deployed adequate security measures.
Okoye said the command will go to any length to protect the law-abiding citizens of the state and ensure they are not intimidated nor assaulted by any criminally intended individuals or group. He maintained that shutting down businesses and limiting movement of people in the name of marking Biafra Day is totally unacceptable.
Currently, police operatives in Imo State are embarking on confidence-building patrol and Operation Show of Force across the length and breadth of the state. And we intend to cover all the nooks and crannies of the state and ensure that we don't give room for these criminal elements to perfect their criminal intention.
The Biafra Day is a day set aside by the pro-Biafra agitators to mark the fallen hero of the Biafra civil war that was triggered by the declaration of Odumegwu Ojukwu on the 30th of May, 1967. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
Troops of the 1 Division of the Nigerian Army and Operation World Punch have neutralized 6 terrorists and arrested 3 suspects during special operations in Giwa local government area of Kaduna State. A statement by the Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Affairs and Internal Security, and Home Affairs, Samuel Arwan, said these followed reports of terrorist activities in the Galadimawa general area in Giwa local government area. Mr. Arwan explained that a swift exchange of gunfire resulted in 6 of the insurgents being neutralized by the troops. A further search of the market area led to the arrest of 3 suspected collaborators and informants believed to have been offering logistic assistance to the criminal elements. 2 motorcycles and 4 mobile phones were also recovered. We stay in Kaduna because an unspecified number of people are feared killed after bandits attacked Maro Junction Market in the Maro ward of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. Kajuru is said to be one of the hotbeds of banditry in Kaduna State. The police in Kaduna State have confirmed the death, stating that while 5 people were injured, 1 person lost his life during the attack. However, locals say no fewer than 12 people were shot dead during the attack. Confirming the incident, the spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, Mansur Hassan, explained that the bandits had invaded the Maro Junction Market at about 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday and opened fire at the people inside. Hassan, who explained that while 5 people sustained varying degrees of injuries, also noted that 1 person was killed during the attack, adding that an investigation is still ongoing to ascertain the actual number of casualties. According to some locals, the bandits were suspected to have launched the attack from the Kanwa forest in Kajuru local government area, where one of their camps is located. A 17-year-old mechanic, Inusa Musa, has been swept away by a river on Wednesday in Basa local government area of Plateau State while swimming. Despite an extensive search by emergency responders who combed the river for 10 hours, his body remains unfound. Adu Musa completes this report.
The incident has left the community in shock, given the fact that the victim is still a teenager. According to the father of the victim, Inusa had left home for the garage as usual, but only to be told that his child had died while on his way with friends to a mining site. He added that he was not aware that his son was going to a mining site. I just believe that his time has come to an end because this is not where I sent him. After he had taken his breakfast, I told him to proceed to the garage, but unfortunately, he was lured away by his friends. I believe this is just the end for him. We are still waiting for the body to be recovered. Zainab Abdullahi is a neighbor to the victim and was among those going to the mining site and narrated how the incident occurred. We were on our way together with him when they decided to swim in the river before we proceeded to the mining site. So after he had entered the river, we didn't hear from him until this moment. One of the emergency respondents said they had tried all they could to recover the body, but to no avail.
To amma a halin yanzu mutane ga munan an taru an zo kowa yana gwadawa. To ni ma
we have tried our best to recover his body, but we couldn't. I have just come out of the river. An expert has been invited. Let us see what will happen. Such operation is still ongoing to recover the teenager's body. Ado Musa, Trust TV News, Jos.
Many people are reportedly trapped as a 2-story building collapsed in the Isaleko area of Lagos State on Thursday. The structure, alleged to have been defective, gave way following a fire in parts of Dosomu Market on Lagos Island. The Lagos Territorial Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Ibrahim Farinlui, who confirmed the incident, said 14 other buildings were seriously impacted by the fire. The incident follows that of April when 4 buildings collapsed due to the intensity of the fire that engulfed parts of Dosomu Market on the island. He said emergency responders, including the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Federal and State Fire Services, the Nigerian Police, and Fire Service of the Nigeria Post Authority, were at the scene of the event to prevent an escalation.
SEMA or also to come out clear the rubbish. Look at the situation, it's totally bad. The SEMA to come and clear the forest so that you can evacuate some people.
Also in Lagos, traders under the Liverpool Bridge in Apapa narrowly escaped death on Thursday, where the trailer carrying two 20-feet containers fell on top of the bridge. The traders scrambled to safety just before the heavy-duty vehicle emptied its contents, averting a potential disaster. The traders expressed gratitude to God for sparing their lives, describing the incident as a close call. Meanwhile, personnel from the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, were awaited to clear the bridge and restore normalcy to the area.
Yeah, reporting live. This just happened at the Liverpool Bridge. We are just on the side here. This truck carrying two 20-feet containers just kind of loosed its grip and it reversed back. It was going on a backward slope, and at the end of the day, it somersaulted, like it went sideways and it spilled its content. As you can see, this is the result. I just came here to capture it, and let us see the extent of the damage it has done. We are grateful that there are some people staying underneath the bridge here. You can see there are people, market women selling fish and all the rest. We are so thankful to God that there was no injury and there was no death recorded. There are people here underneath the bridge selling, and this trailer just, went sideways and, tilted to the right hand side, and it was carrying 20 TEUs containers. This is one of the reasons why federal government and the state government need to take it very.
The Supreme Court on Thursday fixed June 13th to hear a suit filed by the federal government against the 36 state governors over alleged misconduct in the handling of local government affairs. Justice Garba Lawal fixed the date while ruling in an application for abridgment of time, argued by Latif Fagbemi, SAN, to allow time for all parties to file their processes and exchange same. He ordered the 36 state governors of the Federation to file their respective defense to a suit instituted against them by the federal government seeking for full autonomy for the 774 local governments in the country. Lawal, who led a 7-man panel of the Apex Court, said that the decision of the court was predicated on the national urgency of the suit and the non-objection from the Attorney General of the states of the Federation. The Apex Court also ordered the Attorney General of the Federation that upon receipt of the governor's defense to file his reply within 2 days. Take you now to the northeast, because the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has again committed to providing an enabling environment for the development of communities in order to help the less privileged in the state. To this end, he has commissioned digital literacy centers and teachers' quarters in Damasak and Gubio local government areas, and also distributed cash and other materials to women in Damasak community. Trust TV's Beatrice Kuruti has more.
On the first day of his trip to local governments with the Minister of State Water Resources and Sanitation, Governor Zulum supervised the distribution of items to women in Magumeri Council. They proceeded to commission the Digital Literacy Center and Teachers' Quarters in Damasak area of Mobar local government. He also commissioned similar projects in Gubio local government. The governor also inspected the irrigation schemes in Magumeri and Mobar communities, where he disclosed that the support for local farmers is to boost food production and food security in the state while creating jobs for the youth. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Bello Coronio, pledged to support the initiative in order to sustain the project.
And you can see Damasak can produce food and can feed not only the Damasak community but the entire Borno state. And inshallah we shall do everything possible to provide more support to the farmers. But what I want the farmers to do is that immediately after they harvested this crop, we want to see how we shall also, plant wheat, especially after the rainy season, so that I want them to produce at least 3 or 4 crops within a year.
I want to call on other governors to key into this kind of project so that we realize the food security agenda of our dear President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I once again thank the community for giving a lot of support to the governor and to the all other stakeholders like the local government chairman, the commissioners, so that the laudable programs and policies of Governor Baba Gana Umar Zulum will continue to see the light of the day.
Governor Zulum thereafter inspected the ongoing construction of Mega High Islamic School in Mobar. He expressed satisfaction with the contractors handling the project.
So from 9:15, they will come, we will register them, and then they will they will be taught how to read and write in Arabic. While doing so, we shall also include numeracy and dictionaries. But I believe when I come after the Hajj, the project will progress so well. I thought by now you have completed it.
He also commissioned the completed Vocational Training Institute in Magumeri town. The center comprises different trade skills which include tailoring, shoemaking, metalworks, tie and dye, among others. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
The Jigawa state government says it has, over the past 1 year, employed no fewer than 7,250 indigents into the state civil service, the employment of which are in critical sectors like education, health, and agricultural history is part of the government's efforts to address unemployment and reduce the menace of insecurity. The report.
Among those employed are 5,225 teachers for both basic and higher education, including 143 first-class graduates from various fields. Additionally, 827 junior staff and 1,078 senior staff have been permanently employed in jail health, with 1,440 individuals receiving temporary appointment in Agro. Beyond the above, 400 women from the Duse Emirate were granted 50,000 naira each as SME funds, making a total of 70,400 youth who have been empowered over the past year.
In the education sector, we are giving 5,282 people over of permanent and pensionable appointment today. From the Ministry of Higher Education, we have 2,049. This 2,049 comprises of 149 first-class students that are going to have an offer of permanent and pensionable appointment. And also there is 1,900 primary school teachers who have gotten additional qualifications, and they are now at graduate or master's degrees, that we are now decided to employ them at the Ministry of Higher Education. That makes the total of 2,049 people that will have an offer of permanent and pensionable appointment.
We are grateful to our governor. This will encourage us as people with special needs to pursue education, use it to help ourselves and our families, and be useful members of society. Observers say this effort point to the fact that Jigawa is on the path to sustainable socio-economic development with reductions in poverty, hunger, and illiteracy.
Small businesses across Nigeria are struggling to stay afloat in the face of soaring inflation and the fuel subsidy removal. One such story is that of Aisha, a mother of 5, who has been selling maize by the roadside for the past 5 years in Katsina State. Her story highlights the challenges faced by countless small business owners and their families in the current economic climate. Jamil Mabai has more.
For half a decade, Aisha, a mother of 5, sells maize by the roadside. But this year, her livelihood is on the brink of collapse due to soaring inflation and the fuel subsidy removal.
Gaskiya, I'm struggling with my business. A days before, when we were selling this maize, when you buy a maize of 10,000, you know what you get inside, you know how you sell it. You even get more than money to even support fellow women like you to do business. But nowadays, things are very cost and the money is not even coming out.
In all, she says, inflation has crippled small-scale businesses. She can barely put food on the table, let alone pay rent.
Even I myself, I'm suffering it. Sometimes I will go to the farm there, I will buy, I will come and suffer and sell, I will go up and down, the money is not coming out. I will be looking for another money to join and go and buy another one. I used to pay my house rent 3 years, 4 years, 2 years. This month now, my house rent has expired. I don't even have anything. I don't even have food that my children to eat.
Expert says Nigeria is grappling with hyperinflation, causing the naira to lose its value significantly.
Even though the prices generally of goods and services is increasing in Nigeria, but in particular food items, for instance maize. Now a measure of maize is sold at around 1,000 naira, 900 for instance, 800 plus. And this maize is the last resort. If somebody don't eat maize, what else will he eat? So this is the last resort for the masses and their price is now rising. So the government can come in through releasing its reserve, food reserve. So it can release the reserve so that the price will be tame and the masses can buy it at affordable price. And that is the whole essence of government, for it to ensure the welfare of people.
Fearing debt, Aisha has been forced to close her business and remain at home with her children.
We are begging him to support those people that are doing those little business. We need that help. Most especially me, I need that help.
It's true that there are a number of threats.
The state governor has announced plans to roll out support programs for small business owners.
We have come up with a lot of strategies, and that was the reason why we established the State Enterprise Development Agency to provide support to our MSMEs, especially micro and small businesses. And the government has since set aside 3.4 billion naira for that, in collaboration with Bank of Industry.
For Aisha and countless others like her, immediate help is crucial to ensure their businesses survive and their families thrive. Jamil Mobay, Trust TV, Katsina.
In business now, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund says it has recorded over 9.5 million visits with over 6,000 applications for loans from students in federal tertiary institutions since it opened its portal last Friday. The managing director of the fund, Akintunde Sawyer, at a post-application launch conference on Thursday said over 90% of federal tertiary institutions have submitted data of their students, with about 5 institutions remaining. He revealed that in 3 weeks, the fund will democratize the loans following outcry from students in state tertiary institutions, thereby opening its portal for students in state institutions to apply for the loan. Sawyer urged authorities of state tertiary institutions to start submitting data of their students to ensure the process is seamless. On June 12, 2023, the President, Bola Tinubu, signed the Access to Higher Education Act 2023 into law to enable indigent students to access interest-free loans for their educational pursuits in any Nigerian tertiary institutions. On the foreign scene now, Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye on Thursday began his first visit to Mali and Burkina Faso to strengthen ties with the two states that have quit regional bloc ECOWAS. Faye landed in the Malian capital on Thursday and headed to the presidential palace to hold talks with junta head Colonel Assimi Goïta, a Malian presidential source said. The Senegalese presidency said in a statement that the visits are part of a drive to strengthen the historic ties of good neighborliness, fraternal friendship, and solidarity and multifaceted cooperation. Faye has made several trips across West Africa since being sworn in as the continent's youngest elected president in early April. The choice of destinations within the continent speaks volumes about the importance of strengthening Pan-Africanism and reinvigorating sub-regional integration in its diplomatic priorities, a Senegalese government statement said. Faye, who is 44, was elected on a promise of radical change and has said he wants to bring Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger back into ECOWAS. Rangers defender Kenneth Igboke has vowed to be a good representative of Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) in the Super Eagles. Igboke was handed a maiden invitation to the Super Eagles by head coach Finidi George this week. The left back was called up as a replacement for injured Napoli hitman Victor Osimhen. The young defender joins Olorunleke Ojo and Sadiq Ismail as the three local players in the 23-man squad for the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against South Africa and Benin Republic. Igboke has been a regular starter for Rangers since breaking into the first team last season. He promised to be a good ambassador of the club and the league in the national team. With that, we've come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. I am Shegun Ujumu. Many thanks for watching. Bye-bye.